Greetings, my name is Jennifer Shoemake, and today I'll be discussing experimental probabilistic snowfall forecasts that the National Weather Service in Albuquerque will now be providing. With any forecast, there is some degree of uncertainty. Snowfall forecasts can change based on any number of factors. Will the system slow down? Are the temperatures cold enough? Is there warm air aloft? Did the front come in faster? These are just a few examples. But because of these factors, there is always a range of snowfall possibilities. Using ensembles and statistical methods, we now have a way of conveying uncertainty, and hence the range of snowfall possibilities, in the form of probabilistic snowfall forecasts and graphics. So let's get right to it. The first set of graphics I will show you are what we are calling the snow amount potential graphics, and there are 3 of them. The first, shown here, is what we call the low-end snowfall amount graphic. The graphic depicts a reasonable lower-end snowfall amount for the time period shown. There is a 90% chance that snowfall amounts will be higher than what is depicted on the map, and only a 10% chance that snowfall amounts will be lower. Note that 0 snowfall amounts are significant, as it is an entirely possible outcome. The next graphic is one that you are accustomed to already. This is the official snowfall forecast expressed in inches during the time period shown on the graphic. This is what National Weather Service forecasters believe to be the most likely outcome based on model, satellite, and radar data, as well as other observations. The final graphic in this series is called the high-end amount graphic, which depicts a reasonable upper-end snowfall amount for the time period shown. This higher amount is an unlikely scenario, and there is a 90% chance that snow amounts will be lower than what is shown, and only a 10% chance amounts will be higher than what is shown. These 3 graphics combined show a range of snowfall possibilities and can be very useful before a winter weather event or in the early stages of a winter weather event for planning purposes. If using these graphics during the middle or latter stages of an event, note that they will only include additional snowfall amounts, not amounts from the whole event. In addition to the snow amount potential graphics, we will also be providing exceedance graphics, or graphics that are called percent chance that snow amounts will be greater than a certain amount. In other words, this series of maps show the likelihood that snowfall will equal or exceed specific amounts during the time period shown. These amounts are greater than or equal to 1/10 of an inch, greater than or equal to 1 inch, 2 inches, 4 inches, 6, 8, 12, and 18 inches. These forecasts are based on many computer model simulations of possible snowfall totals. For example, here is a graphic detailing the probability or likelihood that snowfall will equal or exceed 1 inch. Based on this graphic, the Southwest Mountains and areas in and near the South Central Mountains have the best chance for 1 or more inches of snow. For the same event, here are the probabilities of 4 or more inches of snow. And you can see the probability decreases overall, but the high peaks still have the best chance. As we go to the probability of 1 foot or more of snow, chances decrease to near 0. Let's look at another event. This is an actual event from April 2017, and you may recall it. Up to 1 foot of snow was expected from the Sandia and Manzano Mountains north and eastward across the Northeast Plains. However, did you know there was a chance of much less snowfall, or in some cases, much more snowfall? Let's take a look more closely on the next slide. On this slide, the observed snowfall totals are on the top left, the expected snowfall totals are depicted in the top right, the low-end amount is shown in the bottom left, and the high-end amount is shown in the bottom right. Overall, this was a well-forecast event, but let's look at some details. Near Raton, the forecast was for 6 to 8 inches of snow. The low-end amount was 2 to 3 inches, but the high-end amount was near 19 inches. Due to local expertise, you can see the forecast was closer to the lower end amount, and in fact, what actually fell was slightly lower than the official forecast, but still greater than the low end amount. Let's look at another area. This time from the Sandia and Manzano Mountains eastward towards Klein's Corners. In this area, the official snowfall forecast was near the high end amount, and in fact, the observed snowfall totals were very close to the official and high end forecasts. Using these three graphics together can also tell you something about forecaster confidence for different areas. Seeing the official forecast near the high end amount should tell you that forecasters believe in models showing the higher end snowfall amounts. However, seeing the official forecast near the lower end amount should tell you the forecaster has lower confidence in the event materializing in this area. These graphics will all be available on a web page and will be updated twice a day, shortly after 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. You can find these graphics at weather.gov/abq/winter. When conditions warrant, you may see this web page linked in the headlines section of our main web page. Because these graphics are still experimental, there may be times when the graphics do not update. Though we don't anticipate this happening, it is good practice to double check the date timestamp at the top. Also, let us know what you think about the graphics. Love them, hate them, think the high-end amounts are way too high, like the color curve? We want to know. Click on the link on the webpage and provide feedback, good or bad. Now let's quickly navigate through the webpage. The first thing you'll notice is that there are 4 tabs at the top, but much of what was discussed today is located on the first tab. So here we go. The first 3 graphics you see are the snow amount potential graphics. You can click on any of them to make them bigger. Also, note the time range at the top. This same time range should be on all of the graphics. Also note the "What's this" links. Clicking on those will pop up a description of the graphic. Just below the snow amount potential graphics is a link to the feedback form. Now let's scroll down. Here are the Exceedance graphics. Hovering over the thumbnails at the top will pull up the larger graphic below. Scrolling down farther, we see there are also snowfall totals by location. The table defaults to these 8 locations you see on your screen and shows the low-end, expected, and high-end snowfall amounts as well as the exceedance values. However, you can change the cities listed by clicking on the drop-down menu and selecting the county of your choice, or you can select all as what was shown earlier to get a much larger list. Going back to the top, the IceAccumulations Forecast tab is currently showing the official forecast for ice accumulation, and hopefully this won't be needed much this season. There's additional information you can check out at your leisure on the Other Snow Ice Information tab and on the Long Range Forecast tab. Thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at the address on your screen or give the office a call. We hope you find these new graphics useful, and don't forget to provide feedback. Thanks. Have a great winter.